My name is Mary. I'm a 29-year-old stay-at-home wife. My husband, John, and I have been married for 5 years. We don't have any children yet. I met John through my father's introduction. John worked at a company that my father had introduced him to. Originally, John worked at one of my father's client companies, but my father appreciated his sales skills and poached him to his own company. From there, John became a direct subordinate of my father, and through repeated social gatherings, we got to know each other beyond work, which led to my father suggesting me to John. When I first met John, I was captivated by his charm and struck by him. After a peaceful courtship, we married 5 years ago. However, lately, our relationship had begun to sour a bit. I guess this is inevitable after being together this long as a couple. Despite thinking this, the idea of separating never crossed my mind, and I continued my daily life routinely. One day, after John returned from work, I mustered up the courage to make a bold statement. "Hey, don't you think our conversations have decreased lately? We also go out less. How about we take some time and go on a trip? Maybe a trip down memory lane. Going to some nice places to eat."
Sorry, I can afford that.
Really? But
After being married for 5 years, isn't this what all couples are like? Look, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep.
that day ended with just that curt remark from John. I guess that's how it is. I can understand becoming curt after 5 years together, but gradually, due to work stress and personal dissatisfaction, John began to look outward, and our relationship grew even colder. I was aware of the problem but struggled to find a solution. However, one day, John made an unexpected remark.
Hey, how about we move to a new house soon?
What? I was honestly surprised, but at the same time, I harbored hope that a new environment might improve our marriage. Yeah.
See, this apartment would be too small if we had kids, and it's far from the supermarket and schools. I was thinking it'd be better if I was closer to work.
You were thinking that.
Of course. That's why I've been working so hard.
Thank you. All right, let's go check out some properties soon.
Sounds good.
I was touched by John's words. He even considered having children. For the first time in a long while, I felt uplifted. From the next day, we were able to start living with a sense of freshness. A year passed, and we finally got our dream newly built house. As a couple, we started preparing for the move, and our conversations became as lively as when we first started dating. We discussed furniture and appliances for our new home, sharing each other's interests and thoughts. John passionately talked about the living room sofa, emphasizing both comfort and style. Meanwhile, I took an interest in the kitchen setup, wanting to create a space that was easy to cook in and maintained a sense of cleanliness. Through these exchanges, I came to deeply understand our lifestyles and values, and selecting furniture and appliances for our new home took on a meaning beyond just buying things. I hoped we might recapture the happy times we had when we first met, but that happy time was short-lived. We had just comfortably settled into our new home and were getting used to our new life. One peaceful evening, as John and I were relaxing in the living room.
Hey, I'm going to live here with my mistress, Anna, and our love child.
What? Thrown into confusion by his sudden announcement, I was stunned.
Are you listening? I'll give you a week to move out because I'm going to live here with my mistress, Anna, and our love child.
A love child? What? John's heartless words froze my heart in an instant, and I was at a loss for words. Wait a minute. What do you mean? I don't understand. Explain it to me properly. John met Anna at his workplace. Anna has been working part-time at John's company. Over the past 2 years, Their relationship had evolved beyond mere coworkers to one of mutual love.
Hey, I actually have something to report.
What's up?
I've been thinking lately that we might need a bigger place.
A bigger place? What do you mean?
Yeah, because, I'm pregnant with your child. So I felt our current home is a bit cramped, and I want our child to grow up in a bigger space.
Really?
Yeah, for real. So I was thinking we should move to a bigger house and live a happy life together.
I see. Could you give me a moment to think about it?
Eventually, they nurtured their love and even had a child. John told me about the conversation from 2 years ago between him and his mistress. Wait, so what about us?
We'll divorce. Come on, let's go to the courthouse.
What? What are you saying? Weren't we supposed to live here? We picked out furniture together.
No way. I moved here to live with Anna and the love child. So, please, move out as soon as possible.
What? That's not right.
It wasn't with you. I've realized it. Understand.
What's the reason? Why did it turn out like this?
Living with you forever would be boring. You're of no use in my life, and you have no value to brag about. Anna seems more fun, and I can't stand being with you anymore. Basically, you're just a burden.
You thought that? But we can still reconsider, right?
I've thought it over. Anna should be my priority. She's reliable, good at her job, and above all, young and beautiful. Unlike you, I can brag about her. So please understand. I don't want a long discussion. That's all. There's nothing more to talk about with you. Also, the baby has started crawling recently. So, I'm glad we moved to a bigger house. The new house is perfect for the child to play, and I'm looking forward to my new life with Anna.
So that's why you specifically picked the house to meet the needs of the child.
Since we had the child, our happiness as a family has increased significantly, and I feel like I can work even harder from now on.
You were thinking that. You're the worst.
After weighing whether to spend my time with you or with Anna and the love child, I decided I'd be happier living in this new house with Anna and the love child. Does that make sense?
As John spoke calmly, I couldn't keep up with his reasoning. I desperately tried to organize my thoughts. We were about to live here together happily, but John has Anna and even a child, and now I have to leave here within a week.
Hey, are you listening? Can you leave soon? I've already told Anna she can live here. I need you to move out within a week. I know it's tough, but please understand. It's partly your fault for not satisfying me as a woman. I thought our relationship with Anna might be discovered, but I was surprised it never was. You should be more devoted to the next man you date. You were so dull.
That's because I was busy with household chores.
That's an excuse. You were so boring that it even affected my work. A woman must satisfy her man, or it impacts his work. Success at work depends on the joy at home. Remember that.
That's unreasonable. I understand I must satisfy you as my husband, but it's unfair to blame everything on me just because you're bored. If you think it's boring, that's on you. No matter how hard I try, there's nothing I can do if you can entertain yourself. I've been trying hard too, so it's unfair to say such unreasonable things.
Well, what? Are you snapping at me? Give me a break. I'm the one who's earned everything. The house and the car, all bought with my earnings. You've been able to live because of me. First of all, you should be thankful for that.
Are you serious? Our argument heated up more and more. Gradually, we strayed from the original point of discussion. Okay, I get it. I understand. Yes, I'll leave.
Oh, I'm glad you got it.
While feeling despair and betrayal, I left the scene, a place that seemed like a crushing nightmare. I couldn't tell anyone around me and spent 2 days thinking it over alone in a motel. I'll definitely get revenge. That was my resolve. Suddenly, a certain person flashed through my mind. 3 days later.
Whoa, are you actually leaving?
Yes, I am.
Lucky me. That helps. I'll let Anna know she can move in tomorrow.
Just then, the doorbell rang.
Huh? Who's that? The doorbell rang.
Could you please get the door?
What? Get it yourself?
Please.
Fuck. Fine, since you're leaving today anyway.
I allowed a faint smile to appear. When John went out, there stood an elderly man next to a luxury car that seemed out of place in the neighborhood. John was surprised but approached the elderly man.
Hello. What can I do for you?
The elderly man, with a dignified demeanor despite his surprise, moved closer to John.
Are you Mary's husband, John?
Yes. Well, yes, but who are you?
Here, take this.
What's this?
A divorce paper and our resignation letter. Sign here immediately.
John, shocked and confused, looked bewildered.
No, who are you? What do you want all of a sudden? Resignation letter. What does that mean?
Don't you understand why you need to write a resignation letter?
The elderly man's voice was stern as he stared down at John.
Old man, what's this about? Got the wrong house? Or is your mind slipping in your old age?
I quickly ran up to them. Grandpa, thank you for coming today.
What, Grandpa? Hey, Mary. What's this about?
Let me introduce him. This is my grandfather.
And why do I need to give Mary's grandfather a resignation letter?
Didn't I tell you?
It seems familiar.
See, got it now. He's the chairman of your company. Yes, the certain person is my grandfather, and he is the chairman of the company where John works.
Wait, hold on. You mean the chairman of my company is Mary's grandpa, really?
That's what I'm saying. Well, you wouldn't know by looking. We don't look alike.
But I was introduced to this company by Mary's father, right? What does that have to do with your grandfather?
Mary's father's company is a client of my company.
John had never met my grandfather at the company. They had only greeted each other once in private, so John had no idea that the chairman was my grandfather. Only my father, who introduced John to the company, and I knew about this.
Do you understand what you've done to my beloved granddaughter, Mary?
No, that's not it.
Not it. I've heard all about what you did from Mary.
It's a misunderstanding.
John held the 2 documents forcefully handed to him by my grandfather, trembling as he gripped the pen. Once you've finished writing, we'll be done.
Wait. Mary, there's more I need to say.
What? You wanted me to leave quickly, didn't you? I stood beside John as he wrote the resignation letter, never making eye contact with him, giving him the cold shoulder and turning my back to him. John stopped writing for a moment and sighed deeply. His heart was full of conflict, but at the same time, he was acutely aware of his own guilt. I almost burst out laughing at the sight and struggled to hold it in. No, sorry, I couldn't help it.
Mary, I'm truly sorry. Please reconsider. I take back what I said before. I don't love Anna. I love you more. You feel the same, right? You still love me, don't you? Right?
Gross. No matter what you say, it's impossible. I can't believe I even thought you wouldn't cheat, let alone have a child with someone else. It's over. I can ever love someone like you, no matter what happens.
So then, right here, right now, I'll call Anna and break up with her. Will you stay with me then?
No, you don't have to break up for my sake, and I have no intention of being with you. After everything you've done, I can understand how you think you're still loved. How can you even think like that? After a moment of silence, John suddenly changed his tone.
What? Acting all high and mighty just because I'm being humble. Don't mess with me. Who would love a conceited woman like you? I thought you were cute at first, but living together, you're nagging, your cooking is mediocre, and your conversation is boring. You should be thankful you got to spend 5 years with someone like me. Just get out of this house right now. Anna is much better than you in every way.
Just moments ago, John was pleading not to break up, but when faced with rejection, he lashed out in anger. He must have thought he could easily reconcile with me. But I have a grandfather who protects me, and I am confident I can handle someone like him alone. I had taken martial arts classes.
Don't underestimate yourself because you're a woman. Be strong.
Those were the words my grandfather told me when I was young. He taught me that I must be able to defend myself. You really are crazy. Your emotions change too quickly, don't they? It's amazing you could even date Anna. Well, you're good at lying, I guess. I was fooled by that too. Oh, right. I had it checked out. You've been acting single around Anna, haven't you?
How do you know that?
Idiot. Didn't I say? My grandfather is the chairman of your company. I asked Grandpa to look into you and Anna.
Way to go, my granddaughter. You're not beaten. Look, mister. When we checked, a lot came up. Despite having Mary, you were fooling around with Anna, who works at our company, and you've been causing problems by hitting on married women. I was so embarrassed when I found out one of my employees was doing this. I wondered why I didn't fire him sooner.
Really laughable. I'm ashamed I chose someone like you. You're a lost cause. Listening to our conversation, John was despairing. However, my anger had not subsided at all. Well, it depends on how Anna reacts next. Actually, she's about to come here soon. I've already called her on your phone when you were in the bathroom. At that moment, the doorbell rang again. I opened a front door excitedly. There stood Anna and the love child. They were shocked to see me and stood frozen.
My mistake. Sorry.
I stopped Anna and the child as they started to leave and spoke to them. You're not mistaken. Nice to meet you. Hello. This is your home. I've been waiting for you. Come on in. Grandpa, could you please take care of this baby in the other room?
Can I also speak a bit?
Oh, really? Okay. You knew we were married, right, Anna?
No. Yes.
Look, it's out in the open now. Why not speak clearly?
I knew. I'm sorry, but it's not my fault.
First, can you stop that annoying way of talking? Just listening to it irritates me.
I'm sorry.
You were in an affair, right? I don't know who seduced whom, but it was that kind of relationship, right? Both of you are equally responsible.
Sorry. Who might you be?
Anna looked at my grandfather with a puzzled expression. I didn't mention. Don't tell me you didn't know either. He's the chairman of the company you work for, and my grandpa.
What? What does that mean? John, did you know?
No way. I just found out too.
If my face isn't known to this extent, it's rather embarrassing for me.
So, I knew you two were having an affair before the divorce. I've got the evidence, too. Grandpa, could you please show them?
All right.
Then, my grandfather took out some photographs from an envelope. Wow, what's this? Entering and leaving the hotel, huh? It's pretty clear from these that you two are more than just senior and junior colleagues. It's bad news for a married person to have this kind of stuff exposed, huh? I said loudly and insincerely to the two of them.
What? What's this? This is voyeurism. It's a crime.
Such a fool.
Stop it. There's a child here too.
Shut up, John. Be quiet.
Hey, Anna, are you okay being with a despicable man who cheats on his wife and has a child with another woman?
I'll give you a piece of advice, young lady. Sure, it's partly because you're attractive, but women like that only compete on looks, nothing else. It's sad how empty they are inside, only young and pretty. I've seen a few like her. Because there are plenty of young women in the world. When their only attribute fades, they end up with nothing. Truly pitiful.
Sorry, Anna. It's a hassle, huh? But don't worry. We'll quickly cut ties with these people and live here together.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt your bonding, but you think you can live here?
John, what does that mean? Which is it?
What are you talking about?
Don't you know? You had me sign a contract here 5 years ago. At that time, you had no savings. It was odd, but now I think about it, you were splurging on Anna. This place has a good location. It's new, the view is great, and since I signed the contract for this house, I'm not planning to give it up.
What, John? If we can't live here, where will we go? My place is a cramped studio, and I already told the landlord I wouldn't renew. What are we going to do with a child?
Oh, you two are going to be homeless then. That's terrible. I'm not that kind.
That's going to be a problem.
Oh, really? You told me the same thing. Maybe you're starting to understand how I felt back then?
Hey, what will happen to our relationship?
That, of course, will continue.
Whether you continue or not doesn't matter. But, Anna, are you really okay with such a man? A big liar, soon to be jobless and homeless.
What do you mean he'll be jobless?
Hey, don't say any more.
Why not? It doesn't involve me, so I might as well tell you. It's bound to come out anyway. Like I said earlier, my grandfather is the chairman of John's company, and it was my father who introduced him to his current job. And the reason John could work there is thanks to my grandfather and father. Since he tricked me and we're breaking up, I don't owe him anything anymore, and I think I'll get him fired. That's why he'll be jobless. And of course, I could get you fired from the same workplace if I wanted to. Understand? You both are going to be fired.
Don't drag Anna into this.
Anna is at fault too. Normally, if you hear someone is in a relationship, you'd back off, right? How dreamy can you be? Ultimately, you're to blame. You've got to take responsibility.
Please, being fired from the company right now is tough. There's a child, and I have no home, no savings.
Please, just wait a bit longer. 3 more months. It's just too sudden. At least until we can secure a place to live.
No way. I can't ignore this when my granddaughter has suffered so much. Tell your own parents about your affair and the child and ask them for help. Now, hurry up and sign. The baby is crying. I can't bear to watch.
John took the pen again towards the resignation letter and in that solemn atmosphere, continued writing.
Anna, you write too. We don't need an employee who disrupts the company's morale with such vulgarity.
John's hand trembled, and it took him a long time to finish writing. Anna, too, was sobbing as she wrote her resignation. I was tired of being angry and let out a deep sigh. After finishing the last characters on the resignation forms, John and Anna handed them to my grandfather. My grandfather took the resignation letters and, without saying a word, checked the contents. Amidst my grandfather's stern gaze, John bore the responsibility for his actions and accepted the consequences without running away. I watched as my grandfather received the resignation letters and stared intently at John. And don't forget the divorce papers.
I know.
And you know about the alimony, right? I've been so hurt by being cheated on and finding out about the secret child. It'll take me a while to recover.
What? $30,000. You really are the worst person.
Better than you. I demanded alimony from John, and he, while crying, obediently signed. After everything was written and they were carrying the secret child, the two walked out of the room confidently. They left through the front door, heads bowed. Seeing that, I laughed again. Grandpa, thank you so much for coming all this way despite being busy.
Of course, times like these are exactly when you need your grandpa. But your dad really brought home a piece of work. I'll have to give him a little punishment too.
That's true. I'll have to make sure Dad gets his punishment. I'll let Mom know.
Next time, I'll find the has-been candidate for marry myself.
That would be great. It feels like I could meet someone trustworthy that way. And so, the situation was resolved. John had once hoped for a new life with Anna. However, the alimony payments strained his finances, and his relationship with Anna worsened. It seems he tried to rely on his parents, but as expected, they did not help him, and he spent his days lost and wandering. His relationship with his love child also caused him great distress. He faced the difficulties of taking responsibility and building a relationship with his child, feeling the weight of his role as a father alongside his failing relationship with Anna. John was filled with regret for his actions. He deeply regretted that his affair with Anna destroyed his marriage and betrayed me, lamenting his own foolishness. Meanwhile, thanks to my grandfather, I began to walk a new path. The alimony became a stepping stone to start my new life, and I was successful in pursuing my own happiness. Despite being hurt by John's unfaithful actions in the past, it became a valuable experience that made me stronger and more developed as a person. Furthermore, I cherished the support from those around me and new encounters. With the support of friends and family, I built a new community to pursue my happiness. Over time, I recovered from past wounds, becoming stronger and more developed as a person. As a result, I found my happiness and success